So now we're going to try something a little bit more difficult, a little bit more scary. We're going to point the board straight down the hill. And don't let this, the fear or anything else intimidate you. Once we're straight down the hill, we're going to get into that position. Just imagine down the hill as across the hill almost. And you're going to start engaging one of your edges, whichever one you prefer to go. We're on the left side of the hill, so being goofy, I'm probably going to get on my heel edge if you're regular. So you'll know how to do that now. I'm just going to stay on that edge, and my board is going to turn me back across the hill. In the same way we just turned the board up the hill, now we're just going to turn the board back across the hill. It's exactly the same as what we just did. We're just going to start down the hill rather than kind of down-ish. Make sense? Just increasing the difficulty a little bit. So have a look at this. Down the hill, pick up a little bit of speed. Enjoy.
We'll go once quiet.
Point it down the hill to pick up speed, and once I've got a comfortable amount of speed, I'd say about now, it's going to tip onto my edge. I'm calm, all the way across.
I've seen the 180, I've seen the tail press. So, keyboard here.
You need to wear red to do it.
So jump and then catch a hillside edge, but lean forward.
You do it.
What are you trying to do?
Trying to go.
We don't, I don't know what we're doing.
That's it.
Kind of.
That way was it, but look, you made the shelf, you just turned away.
Outside the scope of me just being the instructor real quick, instructor mind frames that you all are so good with. What do you reckon the key point of me doing that exercise is for my guests? The one we just did, pointing the board down the hill, getting on an edge, just feeling the board turn the board across the hill.
To go at speed.
Yeah, so one, it's confidence, right? Being able to do that, because a lot of people, if they're learning this for the first time, as soon as that edge starts to engage, they're just going to slide. It's a muscle memory that is just so ingrained now. They're just going to let the board slide. They'll slide back onto across the hill, and then they'll start carving across the hill again. I'll do it. Yeah, good. The other thing is a case of getting people to trust the equipment. It's very easy to do a carved across the hill, but then you have got two forces fighting each other. You've got the hill's angle and the snowboard. The hill is trying to push the snowboard down, the snowboard's trying to push itself up, so it does actually just hold a nice consistent across the hill. As we get more aggressive and tilt the board more, we can start to turn the board up the hill, so that's a good precursor to this, to show that the board will turn if you angle it enough, even if we do eliminate pivot. So that's a good thing to then bring into this, because a lot of people, again, they will not trust that the board will turn for them if they just are patient. So it's a case of creating that patience and not trying to do a quick turn and just be like, hey, put your board on edge, be patient, and just feel how it eventually starts to take you across the hill. You need to feel that the board will turn you, trust it. That's kind of what this is for me. It's kind of getting people to trust their snowboard at this point. It's very easy to do it across the hill. There's a huge mental block for people when it comes to pointing the board down the hill and doing the same thing. Everyone will just go, yeah, and then cut across the hill.
It's like isolated.
Pretty much.
Instead of like half, you go straight and then
Kind of, yeah, you're just carving half of a turn, really. Just point the board down the hill to pick up speed so that it's a case of you're not relying too much on balance. And then just getting the board on its edge so you can feel the board just comes out back across the hill to where we feel comfortable again. So what would be the next logical step in your minds? If we've got this now and we're kind of carving down the hill and coming out across the hill, well, we've got this part, right? Now we need to try and start developing this part. And just like the same thing with turning, maybe asking people to edge right here is going to be a little bit of a tall order. Now it's like, right, now we can carve out of the full line. Let's start just carving into the full line a little bit. So maybe we can come across the hill in a nice carved traverse, and we're going to very slowly feel the board go flat. And as the board starts to fall down the hill, we're going to find that carving feeling, and we're going to carve just into the full line and then out as we did it. So it's kind of like from there maybe. We're just starting to carve more of that turn, and as confidence increases, we can start riding the downhill edge into that turn. Does that kind of make sense for everyone? I don't think you'll ever get there in 20 minutes. Again, you know, this has been a good, like, what, 35, 40 minutes thing here, so it's a real good little one. I'm thinking though, if you guys are happy with that.
Saying about the start, you're just like you're not carving straight away. You're just letting them slide and then carve.
Yeah, because asking people to get straight onto a carve from the very beginning and carve into the full line the first half of the turn, that's asking way too much. It's an unrealistic goal at this point, in my opinion. So it's a case of like, let's go across the hill and feel the board go flat. And as the board goes flat, you will find the board will start to turn down the hill anyway. So as you start to feel the board start to point down the hill, I would try and encourage people not to get on the downhill edge going across, rather than, remember we did it down-ish earlier, but we went up the hill? Yeah. Now,
Why is he following him?
I know, that was crazy.
Felicity.
Let's go. Revolt.
So many peoples.
that's the hard thing about carving, really. I don't really think there is. Oh, sorry. You all good, buddy? Sorry.
That was going right in my shit. No, you didn't hit it, but if you hit it, it would have hurt.
Always come into the group nice and slow.
Yeah? You're all good. Just be careful, because if it would have hit my shin, it would have been a pain in the ass.
Well, it would have been a pain in your shin, really.
Huh?
Would have been a pain in your shin, not your ass.
So yeah, it's a hard one, really, right? I mean, we can do stop and hops and talk about that platform, because if you can jump from an edge, then you know you've got good grip on that edge, and it's probably not going to slide. Another way that I have, you know, if people really struggle to understand the concept of carving, some things I have resorted to is everyone who is standing up right now, you're not moving. Why aren't you moving? Right? So you're preventing the board from pointing down the hill. If I point the board down towards, you see that dead skinny tree that's nowhere near as fluffy as all the rest of them?
Oh, that's good.
But if I was to point my left foot at that tree, but I do exactly the same amount of edging right now, I'm not going to allow my board to slide down the hill. Because my board is pointing down the hill, it's still going to travel in that direction. It's just not going to slide. It's going to travel along the rail because there's enough resistance to prevent my board sliding. But if I point it down the hill, it's still going to move. So, you know, I've used that as a way to explain it before to people that are really struggling with grasping the concept of, you know, let's go down the hill, we're going to do some stops. Well, we can try this here, but let's go a little bit further down just right at the line roll. Just come down a little bit. So just something else to try, another way of kind of introducing carving for the first time, you know, talk about it statically, think about the safe concept, static, then active, just so people understand the movement, the body parts. And even here, if I'm moving down, if I increase my edge angle enough, I stop moving. But if I get this same edge angle and do exactly what I'm doing now to stop myself from moving, but rather than have my board pointing across the hill, I point it more towards the mogul's track over there. See, I'm not sliding down the hill, but my board is cutting across it. I'm not allowing it to slide down, but because it is pointing down the hill, it does have a way to move, and it will. That is carving. That's a little bit more of a difficult way to explain it to people, but for people that really struggle to understand, I've had success with that. Breaking it down a little bit more, right? Tell you what, this has been a pretty slow morning so far. Let's just go for a blast down the bullet. Blow some cobwebs out. Tom, who's one of our instructors here. Yeah, buddy. And I've no idea who this is. Onwards.
Balls.
You trying to do a turtle roll?